Hi everyone, Sean Waldman with Secure Cyber Defense, and this is your weekly cyber update. Well, our main headline for today, couldn't believe it when I saw it. Did you know that Microsoft is actually getting ready to release a Copilot AI feature that would take screenshots of your Windows 11 operating system every few seconds? Now, we looked into this, and apparently this has to do with a very specific laptop hardware called Snapdragon, and soon Microsoft will be releasing this. But we had a lot of questions. Everything that I had seen about this feature of taking screenshots every few seconds, where are the screenshots going to be stored? Allegedly, they were locally on the machine. But we had a lot of other questions. What if there's personally identifiable information on the screen at the time of the screenshot? Is there any possibility that this information could go up to the cloud? So there's a link in the notes about this feature. Take a look at the article and just be aware that that type of feature is coming out and might be available. And on the vulnerability news section, VMware had come out with an article indicating that ransomware attacks on the VMware ESXi infrastructure are at an all-time high. And apparently this starts with a phishing attempt and getting access to your VMware infrastructure. So VMware recommends, just some of the regular stuff that we recommend as well. Make sure that you're keeping your VMware infrastructure updated. Make sure that you've got good network segmentation and that you're preventing lateral movement, as well as making sure that you've got a good, robust logging system in place and detection systems in order to detect, unwanted individuals inside your ESXi environment. Now, what I thought was also interesting about this article is the very first thing right off the bat is it mentioned phishing. So, we're going to spend some time in the future here soon talking about security awareness training and basically how just security awareness training has kind of become basic. I think it's a checkbox, and I think companies like KnowBe4 have really outdid their welcome, and it's time for a change. So we'll go into that later, but I did want to just point out that phishing is becoming a more common theme as we go around. And on the cybersecurity news front as well, Chinese hackers, an article came out that Chinese hackers have been seen inside government and military networks for the last 6 years. And this isn't the first time that we've reported this type of activity on the show. We've reported in the past on Volt Typhoon that was attacking our critical infrastructure, where they had also been inside our network for, I think it was about 5 years. So, just like in the VMware article, I can't reinforce this enough, making sure that you have robust logging, you have detection protocols in place, and you've got the ability to detect or prevent lateral movement inside your network. And this week, we're going to start a new segment here on the weekly cyber update called A Fluid Situation. And what I'm going to do is spend some time on water, wastewater, and critical infrastructure, specifically water and wastewater, talking about just doing some more in-depth stories. Next week, we're going to take you out to a water tower and talk a little bit more about the Muleshoe, Texas attack, where Russian hackers were able to overflow a water tower. So I'm going to take you to a water tower to just give you an idea of what that looked like visually. We're not going to overflow a water tower, but I'm going to let you kind of see what that might have looked like and what to look out for. But this last week, we've seen the EPA issuing even more directives. And we did a special on this last week about the Safe Drinking Water Act 1433. And it's just making the news even more. So if you're a water or wastewater utility and you've not had your infrastructure checked, now's the time. We're hearing rumblings of the states becoming more mobilized and potentially trying to reach every single water and wastewater utility to look at to look at the vulnerabilities to see if those utilities are in compliance. So as we round out this segment on a fluid situation, I did want to just discuss real briefly the top 3 water and wastewater infrastructure hits that have happened from a cyber perspective. Muleshoe, Texas, which is the one that we're going to bring you out to a water tower next week. The Indiana utility that was in Tipton, Indiana, wastewater utility in Tipton, Indiana, that was accessed by cyber hackers, and they were able to actually change some programming there. And then the one in Pennsylvania, which was back in November, where a pro-Iranian hacker was able to, they didn't quite make a modification to the programming, but they were able to deface the program and basically put up a anti-Israel type message. But the goal is to just kind of keep these items in your mind as we go on through the year, and we're certainly looking for any of the new attacks that we can bring you and give you more information about how they happen so that you can properly protect yourself. And that's it for this week. If you're a new subscriber, welcome, and I thank you for viewing this broadcast. If you are just stumbling across us and you like this content, please like and subscribe and share this with others. And we'll see you next week. And hey, let's be careful out there.